Hello everyone, and welcome to my first episode on how to make an entity for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. First off, you're gonna need a few things, which are Bridge version 2, which I use for coding the add-ons. You can use Visual Studio code as well, although this one is built for making it. Everything you need. So before we start, we'll need a few things besides that. We're going to need an entity model or geometric geomodel, and you will need a texture for it. This can all be made in an app called Blockbench. We can make models, entities and such. Block as well. I guess I can show you all the steps for doing it. Okay, so you want to open your model. If you don't have an already model made, you're going to want to make a Bedrock entity, create new model. The file name, you're going to be the name of the model. So we do simple, so fish. Model identifier, this can be however you want it. But model identifier must be all lower cases, and spaces must be with an underscore. So fish, weird, like that. So you have to press confirm, and you make it. You can look up tutorials on how to make entities in Blockbench. There's a bunch of great ones, but I already have mine made. So once you have your model made, right, you're going to want to export it as a Bedrock geometry. Save that. You want to save all the textures. And also save the animations, which can be made in here. And idle and swimming for this case. Nothing special, but yeah, that's those. Once you got all those stuff, you're gonna head back to Bridge. You're gonna press either go up here, press create new file, or pressing Control N. And search for entity, for blank entity. Now here you will go to entity texture. You will choose one of them, or if you got multiple, or just yours if you have one. Entity model will be the geometric. The spawn egg. You don't necessarily need a texture for spawn egg because you will get an automatic made one, but I already have one here because this is an add-on I'm making for my friend. Now, identifier. I would suggest doing the same as you did with your model, but this will be Corridora, and here this will be displayed. And because of my theme, because I do this on all, you don't need to do this, only the name. You head to create. Now, I'll also import the animations. Just you drag it in over here, save project, animations, and you could do entity if you have like animations for different things. I'll just put it on entity, why not? So you will put up this is for the entity behavior. This is for the entity resource pack for the entity, which are here, behavior and the resource. We'll go into resource to start with. So first off, since we have multiple textures, we want to import the rest. But I will first look where I have mine at. Entity. Okay, I think I have variant. No. Variant, yeah. And the panda is the different one. No, albino. Okay. So I'm gonna save all of yours. Add a place. This is just for it's called organization. Okay, just to make this because we have different textures now, so we do change the default to pattern 1. We'll do pattern 2. Now you will navigate to those textures you just imported. So I suggest just getting the names of textures. So that's the easiest way. I have so many names I forgot them. Panda. Here. Okay, let's copy paste this now. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3. 3 more after this. You guys want to change the name of all those? And these, of course. Pink, spotted, and tiger. And you also want to import the images, yeah. So now you want to go to under your radar controllers. Actually, let's go to that one first. Okay, go on. So you will have to in your resource bar, your packs bar, you want to go to under controllers. You want to find your entity. So Corridora. C. Corridora. So you will get this up. For patterns, you will want to. Okay, let's copy paste this. I had how many? 5. So these 2. So you want the arrays, then textures. Then within textures you want an array of patterns. This is in Minecraft, which makes so you can save information. And that's to save those arrays. And in textures you will do an array of patterns. Which is here again. And inside that you will have query.variant. This is a Minecraft query, which will we set in the entity later on, which will make it so you can set the texture depending on the variant. Okay, that's the running control done. Next up, animations. So you wanna head over here. To get this up, so you can obviously write animations, but to get all of them up, you get to do control space to get all this up. Then you get, and same here again. So we have 2 animations, which is idle. You have to obviously write those out, and the name and what you name your animation. So Corridora idle. Control S to save and destructure it. Same with the swim. I do Corridora the swim. And next is we want to make it control. Okay, we don't need to do that. Next up, we need a controller to make the animations function. You can just script it directly in this, but it's better to make an animation controller. So Corridora anim controller, and we will change idle default to idle in both here. It's a pretty simple one, so I will quickly head over them. Corridora. I'm gonna rename that so we can head back to that later. Yeah. You'll do animations and your other animation obviously. Then you wanna go here so you can see the next one. You wanna do swim, colon, square brackets, animations, and swim of course. Now we wanna make transitions between these guys. So transitions, square brackets to swim, which will be is in water, query that is in water, and from swim to idle we'll do positions, square brackets, idle. We'll do water again, but before query we want to put an exclamation mark. This will make it so it will fire if it's not true. That's what the exclamation mark bit means. Now this here is the basic thing, but you can also like blend transitions 0-2. It will make a transition smoother, pretty much. Don't forget the commas. Blend transitions colon 0-2. Like that's pretty much the best to use. And now we wanna go back to our entity file, and make a controller and find what we named our controller, which was Corridora, which we call control.animation.corridora. Then outside of animations we'll do scripts, animate, controller. This here will animate the controller, so it will automatically do everything for us, which is great. Now let's actually program the entity, because the resource part is done. So find your entity again. You don't have to close down what I did, because I'm recording and it's in the way. Now I'll get some of my others. I do not wanna recode everything, so I'll just code and explain it on the way. That way, bufferfish. So let's get to this. Before I start explaining, now we just do some here. Fuck that. It's so confusing. 4. Okay, I'll just go back down here. 1, 2, 3.
I dig down deep where the sunlight fades
4 and
through
5.
the blocks into endless shades. Creepers hiss, but I don't feel a thing. Falling through the dark where the shadows sing.
And 1.
No torch can light the way.
Without I'll explain everything, I may put over here. We go over component groups in a bit.
Black eyes on the prize in the endless black. Into the void where the silence screams.
Okay, first off, we'll do components. We want the behavioral panic, which will basically make it run like crazy when hit. You want the loot? You don't need a loot table, because I will not be go over this today. I will do that another time. Scale, I do not want that here, so I had it in component groups, I believe. Do not for some reason. This one is supposed to be extremely small, so 0.5.
No torch can light the way I go in the bedrock below.
Let's ignore that. You want a type family, and that would be family. And then in the brackets you want to do fish. So this is not necessary, but you can make after end this target fish or any identity with the family, which is good. Collision box, because you will most likely not know the collision box of your entity. That's why we'll go here, back to block bench. You're going, because I don't, yeah, you set up hitbox. I don't think it's in basics. Yeah, so you want to go into plugins. You want to get the seat position plus hitbox. Then what you want to do is go to tools, set up hitbox. You'll get this. So you basically want to decrease the size and the height, and you get the custom hitbox. Actually, do a collision. And that way we got the collision here. For how much help did this guy want? Must be 2, okay. Help 2, okay. Good. If you just have a land animal with no other things like flying, swimming, or anything like that, you will not need the behavior groups I got later on. But we got that now. So you would want to put health here with the value what we'll start with and the maximum of it. I believe is it hard or it's hard, I believe, yeah. Because and I have that instead on baby and adult, which could put in groups to make things grow. So you pretty much need that all the time. Heart of condition, you will need this to make your entity hurt in lava, or if for some reason. Now, because we're making fish, like an animal actually, you will need breathable. The total supply in seconds, how much it can breathe. Put that on 16 plus 50 is a lot. Suffocation time 0. How many seconds that's between damage. It breathes air, you can fall because it's fish, but it breathes water. Would be the opposite if you make a land animal. Now movement is on land, but yeah, it's on land, and underwater movement is the movement in water. Now we want the navigation. There's a bunch of different navigations, including climb, float, fly, generic, hover, swim, and walk. I would suggest using generic for almost everything, besides certain animals, besides certain situations. Now, there's a lot of options in here, but we'll avoid most of them, because we're making fish here. So first off, you want is a fish, it falls, can path over water, why would I do it? It swims, falls, can swim, equals true of course, walk, falls, breach, falls, basically so it can't like dump out of the water like a dolphin, yeah? It can't sink, it falls. Then we want movement of sway. It will make it like look like it's actually swimming for fishes. It's extremely good, and you want to sway altitude at 0. Now physics, of course, which should give it gravity and collision gravity. You don't really need to enable all of this. It's just if you want to put them to false. Pushable is true. It's pushable piston. We don't. I suppose we can put that true as well. Now despawn is when it will despawn from distance. There's different kinds. By chance, we did never want anything of this because we make a simple entity. Well, this was from this distance, yeah. The minimum distance is 32 and maximum distance is 40. This will, however, not make it so it will despawn if it has a name tag on. Now we want the swimming behaviors. We will have idle. Now we have the priority, which the priority, if you don't know, is in not order, but what comes first. If something's going to happen, like you have swim idle and let's say random swim. If it can, it will do random swim because it has a high priority, with a maximum of 1 or 0. I mean. So if it can do one of these, it will do the swim, or both of these, it will do swimming. And you will idle time 5 seconds and success rate 0.1. It's the chance of it will going idle. We want a behavior random swim. If you don't know how to add, you do control space and you can just start typing like swim, and then get what you need. Priority, speed distance, XY distance, and you set distance. XY is like forward, backwards, left and right, where this is up and down. And interval to 0. Now we can make it avoid mobs. You don't need this, but I have it. You put it as priority to 1. You do anti-types. With that, you want to do filters, any off. Then inside of this, you will do test is family. Subject will be other. There's a few we can do, like block, baby, damager, holder, and so on. And then you want to do value equals player. And for some reason now also load as well. Now the max distance will be 6 before it will actually start to fear, I think, yeah. It will increase the speed of how it when it's walk or swim in this case, and the sprint speed multiplier will be multiplied by 2. Then we do swim underscore wanderer. This will just make it so it will not stop in place, but actually swim around if it doesn't have path. Wait, can this? Bedrock swim of wonder. Yeah. You wanna do priority 4, interval 0.1. Look ahead 2. Speed multiplier equals 1 and wonder time 5 seconds. Nameable, if you want to name your entity, do not despawn later on. And conditional bandwidth optimization. I don't know what exactly this is for, but they just have it with me all times. Now, we'll come to events. But first off, we'll need to do component groups. Because we'll do like growing up and stuff. You will do component groups, do an adult. You want the scale of the entity, which will be 1 if you're making the correct scale to begin with. But I don't have the correct scale, so I need to change it approximately here. You can experiment with it if you want. Your health, of course, like I mentioned before, the max and your value. And here you can breed, yeah, breeding. Who doesn't like breeding? Priority 4, and the speed multiplier is 1.4. Now you want to put breedable as well. If you don't tame them, which we more likely don't, you will put this false. You have this true if you were doing like dogs and stuff. Breed cooldown, I suggest doing 120 seconds. Now breeze with, you want a mate type, you want to change that to your entity. For my is corridor. Same with the baby type, corridor. Now you want breed event, and do an event enter the born. You can just type this in. You might not get it up because you haven't added the entity yet. And you want to do target baby. Now breed items, you choose what when you interact with them, what they will breed with. I use Bedrock because my guy wants it. Now for the baby, you want to add the Minecraft ageable, which is duration 1200 seconds. Feed items by right to fasten it up, like make it faster. And you want to grow up. Ageable to also grow up. And target self. We will add this event later on. You can just type this. You want behavior to follow parent, of course. Priority 3 and speed multiplier for 1. Scale by age, which means when it's a baby, it will be where the start scale and will gradually scale to the end scale when it's finished growing. You want is baby as well, and health, because you would most likely want lower health on your baby. Now, if you have variants like I do, and like we checked in the entity section, or the risk packs, I mean, you will want to add all these groups, depending on how many you got. So I'd say naming to variant and the number. Now you want to add the variant component in here, which if you remember, if we do go back to the render controller, we had Bedrock variant. I'll show you. Here, Bedrock variant. This is what will allow us to change texture. So we add that for every single one. You might notice I started value 0, because that's the first one in the arrays of variants. So if you have the first, it will be value 0, the second will be value 1. Get it? That's basically it for the groups. Now we go to events. First, you will need ageable grow up, which will remove baby, which to remove component groups, baby, and then add component groups adult. That's basically it. You want to enter born. You wanna do add component group. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to actually remake this. So inside here you wanna do sequence. Then this, I believe. No. This. Okay, let's see what. Okay, let's do here. Sequence. Inside here, you want to do remove. You don't need that actually. You do want add. Like when you do baby. Then outside here, you want to make another ones. Then add this. Randomize, which you execute one event from where the random selections. The wait one, like you want to add all of these. So wait one, then add a component and the variant itself. Do that 5 times if you have 5 textures. And that's basically it. I'll let you be here, so you can photo or stop the video. Great. Now do you want to do the same for empty spawned? Actually, yeah. I'll make this incorrect, because this is a while ago I added this. So you wanna do like you did it before, like add, but instead you wanna do adult. At this spawn, actually, if you do spawn, you will want of course the squish sequence, but this time you want to do randomize here, and add this. You want to do weight 1. Actually, you want one of 5, and then you will want to weight 1. Add component groups baby. So basically, when you spawn egg, you will have 1 in 6. It will have 5 in 6 chance to do an adult, and 1 in 6 chance to do baby. Next time it works, we have the total weight will be the weight plus each other. So 5 plus 1 equals 6. So we'll have 5 6 of a chance, and this will have 1 6 of a chance. And that's basically it, guys. So now you can start off Minecraft. You would want to, when you actually have Minecraft open, right? Continue. Yeah. You will want when actually can I sign in? Thank you. Okay, I'm back. You wanna make a new world, create a world, and do like fish testing. You create, just put on sheets. This pack. You wanna put on the pack you made right now that you named. Oh, I didn't show you how to make a pack together. Let's quickly go back in there and show you actually. I guess you figure out you got a new project, name project, description, prefixes. You say if you read mine, it was tropical fauna, or I think it was KI. No, fauna rather. Fauna I use. Then who made it? You know, and you want to add this. That's all. So you want to find your add-on. Activate both tropical fauna, resource and behavior pack. If you see, you will not see this when you actually go in here, because you don't have creator enabled. So what you do is you go into settings, you want to go to creator, you want to go enable content log file, GUI, and this. You do info, then you just go here in history. So now you want to find your entity. You should find it if you follow it, everything. Here you have him. You see, it's there and there. And in here, should swim. Just does swim. That's all.